Hello there and welcome to Hugo Drive. I'm Hugo Storm and this is your weekly rundown of the most biggest chaotic news in auto industry. This week we're covering major crises like Ford's EV gamble has failed, proving that electric cars are a niche nobody asked for. Meanwhile, Nissan is cutting quality just to keep the lights on. Of course, we will talk about Tesla and Cybertruck crash test, but it will be later. Let's start with the biggest confirmation that the forced EV shift is not going as planned. Ford is slashing nearly 4,000 jobs across Europe, including 1,000 at the massive Cologne, Germany plant. The reason is simple and it proves a critical point. Ford bet big and invested nearly $2 billion in that EV hub, but they openly admit that the demand for electric cars is below their projection. Ford were expecting nearly a third of their sales to be electric by now, but it is what it is, so I'm happy that electric cars sucks. This is more than just slowing sales, this is a massive company. Ford admitting that outside that small niche, electric cars are just not what mass market wants. They are retreating, delaying new EVs and prioritizing their gas profitable businesses. This isn't a temporary hiccup. This is a clear sign that widespread push for electrification is falling apart, and I'm very happy that consumers has voted no with their money. Speaking of major car company facing crisis, let's talk about Nissan. They are reportedly in a deep financial hole, facing an existential question. Will they exist as mass market player or they will just erase from the history? Their solution is brutal, massive cost-cutting campaign led by their employees. They crowdsourced 4,000 ideas from 3,000 employees. The management discards about 2,400 ideas as useless, but they approved 1,600 cost-saving ideas. 1,600. It's so much. Some of these cuts are alarming. For example, they are now opting to remove a special spray coating which was used on the seats to prevent fading or color discoloration. Their official reasoning is that modern UV filters in the glass make the spray redundant, but this is a big step back in quality perception. Another cut, moving to simpler headlamps instead of their richly saturated LED-like clusters that define their modern look. Next is safety or lack of therefore. IHS, also known as Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, finally released crash tests for Tesla's Cybertruck. And the results are kinda complicated. Even though Tesla Cybertruck scored a good rating in overall front crash test, there are some small problems with that. Here is fine print. First, missing test. The IHS didn't perform the essential crash tests such as overlap or side crash test. Like, why? There is only one crash test. Did Tesla pay you, IHS? Second, the caveat. The single good rating only applies for Cybertruck built only after April 2025. And the reason behind that is that Tesla had to make immediate structure changes. Third, the glare problem. Crucially, the truck received the lowest possible rating, poor, for its headlights due to excessive glare that blinds oncoming traffic. Even though Tesla Cybertruck score overall good rating, its single good test shows strong occupant protection, but the sheer mass and rigid construction means if you get into accident with Tesla Cybertruck, it would be your problem and not a Tesla owner, because as simply as that, Technically, Cybertruck is a small electric tank, and that's why Tesla Cybertrucks are forbidden in Europe. Let's take a small detour into truly luxury bizarre. Lexus has unveiled their new concept of Glam LX. This is a custom Lexus LX SUV that was specially designed as a mobile beauty salon. It's an ultimate look what we can do marketing piece of shit. But I will let you to decide if applying nail polish in SUV is a truly peak of luxury. Now for a more meaningful piece of engineering. Partnership between Volkswagen and Stellantis has produced an EV designed for people with limited mobility. This small vehicle with a max speed of 10 km an hour is specifically designed for wheelchair users to drive in and to be transported around the city. The real geniuses here is circular economy concept. Since full EV batteries are toxic and difficult to dispose of, the idea is to use those second life batteries in those small EV. A small car like this only needs about 50 km of range. That means a battery that has no longer enough capacity for a full-size car can be repurposed here, solving an environmental problem and providing a mobility solution. But I'm afraid that we have a small problem with this circular economy concept. We have too much batteries, and unfortunately or fortunately we have not so many people with limited mobility. And finally, a brutal reality check for the promises of full self-driving. Two enthusiasts, both big fans of the brand, decided to embark on a video blog attempt to drive their Model Y from California to Florida on a full self-driving mode, fulfilling the promises Elon Musk made back in 2016. How far did they make it? A dismal 60 miles, or roughly 96 kilometers. The full self-driving attempt came to a grinding halt when the car crashed into a piece of car hauler ramp lying on the road. The system simply failed to recognize the debris. What's worse, the drivers didn't immediately realize the damage. They only figure out much later that the impact has disabled the front electric motor and severely damaged the car. These fans made about 2.5 of total cross-country distance. This seems perfectly reflect of completion of all Elon Musk promises. So, this is all news for today, as this was a test format for me, because before that I never talked to a camera, so it was a nice experience. I will definitely enhance this format, especially how I speak to the camera. Anyway, I'm Hugo Storm, drive safe, and I will see you in the next video.